Yeah, for sure. Y'all know. Yeah. I was just sitting up here thinking this shit, you know what I'm saying? And don't get it twisted, it was like a little 30-second thought, so don't think a nigga was thinking about you all day and shit, you know what I'm saying? But I was just wondering and shit, man, just sitting back. It wasn't even a reminisce, it was just like a pop in the mind, you know what I'm saying? But, I can't believe it happened how it happened. Yeah, especially when that nigga thought it was gonna work out. It was a surprise to my health system, like my dick when I jerk out. Ooh, or catching a 600-pound man doing a workout. Now let me stop the bullshit, cause you was what I need, like my fucking prescription. And I was your addiction, and yeah, I put it down on that pussy. Yeah, you love it when I was giving you friction. And I meant every stroke, I was doing it with conviction. And you be super wet, like hands that's washing dishes. And then when we get done, we get high and watch the Simpsons. Like, goddamn, you really got a nigga reminiscing. Just talking about you now, got me putting all the good over the bitchin'. And all the other times that you was tripping. But it's a reason that we never completed the mission. And I ain't tripping, that's just the way the game work when it's I wonder how you doing. I wonder what you doing today. I wonder how you doing. I've been okay, my day was great. I wonder how you doing. I wonder what you doing today. I wonder how you doing. I've been okay, my day was great.
I don't think Guillermo's speaking to you, so
Drip.
Struggling to find quality entertainment? Discover Blackwire TV, the ultimate streaming service. Enjoy over 11,000 live channels, more than 24,000 new and classic movies, and 7,000 plus series at your fingertips. Experience thrilling live sports and exclusive free PPV events, all designed for non-stop entertainment. Experience unmatched convenience now. With Blackwire TV, every moment becomes a cinematic adventure. Transform your viewing experience with dynamic, high-energy content that keeps you engaged 24/7. Join Blackwire TV today and always have something extraordinary to watch.
Yep, man. Get that Blackwire, y'all. It's going. It's going. We got a lot of subscriptions, man. People satisfied. They getting rid of things, man. They getting rid of things. You know what I'm saying? Shit got to go, Miss Ho. All right, though. But how y'all doing, man? Y'all already know, man. We back in here for another one, man. Me and my co-host, man. You already know, man. It's your boy Grind and your boy Tone, man. We back in the building again for another episode, man. Do you be listening, though, man? And y'all see the title today. Um, let me get rid of that. Y'all see the title today. Till death do us part or leave. You know what I'm saying? And I think that got some strength in it itself. You know what I'm saying? Um, Go ahead, Tone, man. Bless the people with your intro, man.
All right. Well, peace and blessings as we always start off. Peace and blessings to you, Brian, and to your family, and Helen,
Man,
to your family. Peace and blessings to my family, and send some healing out to my family as well. Peace and blessing to the community, and send healing to the community. Yeah, man. So you say, to death do us part, or should we leave? I got arguments for both sides, but growing up, I think, what I seen was my grandmother's life, just taking it personal. They stayed, so I was born in the 70s, raised in the 90s, 80s and 90s. So my grandparents was, 80s when I was, seeing them in their elderly age, and they still was married, you know. So I know a lot of grandparents. I seen them growing up. They would sleep in different rooms, So I always thought that was kind of, unique, because growing up you didn't think it was different or something, about it, because it's your people. You love them, So I never thought anything that was bad or good or different by that. And then I would see my grandma. She would go to church and she would do her thing, as far as how the elders did it that we was raised with in the 80s and 90s, But I never really could say I seen them unhappy, but I can say later on in life they didn't do a whole lot of things together. Like some couples that stay together do, and some couples don't. But I think that during that time, just speaking just in general, during the 60s and 70s, when they was, after the migration, during the steel mill eras, a lot of people wasn't educated enough to leave. So
Right.
I think a lot of those grandparents and, whatever the case may be, they might have left, but that's just not what I seen. So overall, I seen that you would stay together, to death do us apart. So where you going with that? Because I'm gonna be all over the place, because I seen both sides, and my own opinion kind of is divided as well.
Okay. Well, I before I give my opinion to that, I want to ask you a question.
Okay.
Does the oath matter?
It depends. Okay, so when you say does the oath matter, I would think because I would use my people in my family that I love, when I seen them prepare their own oath, as you say. Or is that when they say what they say to their couple, to each other?
Yeah, the oath. The
Right.
death do us part. All of that. Everything that's in that oath, through sickness and health.
Right.
Does it matter?
Right. Does it matter? On a physical level, yes.
Okay.
I think that if you put some words to paper, and you genuinely have a heart for the person, then it matters physically. And I think that if you don't genuinely have a heart for the person, and you're doing it for whatever ulterior motive out of ego, I think that it still matters, because matter being material, I think that that's a contract. So I think that, that oath, that vow that you make to your loved one or your significant other, you would want it to be from the heart. That's how we genuinely would take it. But I know a lot of people, I've heard a lot of oaths. A lot of foolishness was in some of them sometimes, So I don't know the oath directly. I was married and divorced. So because I don't contribute to it, I don't know it. So if you pulled it up on the screen, then we could just kind of break it down, look at it real quick. That'd be kind of, well,
Okay. Do that.
Yeah, do that. Let's pull it up. Let's pull up the oath of marriage. Yeah, because I know it says I know a lot of people in the audience, they remember their oath, they remember their vows, as they call it. That's what I remember it called, being vows. It's just that when I did take my vows, I took everything in ignorance. But when I seen it done the right way with my daughter, as an example, I seen the real true meaning of what that oath is. And I think that at this point they're still living out their oath. But yeah, pull it up, bro. What it say?
Okay. Okay, hold on, I got you.
Okay, yeah.
Right here.
Yeah. So
Okay.
so with the
Pardon.
audience, go ahead. Let's see.
Okay, so traditional vows, these are often include phrases like take you,
I take you by name, you know, as my wife, husband, partner, to have and to hold from this day forward, for better or for worse, for richer, for poor, in sickness and health, to love and to cherish until parted by death.
Okay, right. You're right, because they say that every time. Don't click off of that real quick. Don't click that off.
Okay.
Okay, so it says to have and to hold.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, to have and to hold. I'm just, I hate to say it from my mental, the way it comes out, but to
Mm-hmm.
have and to hold is a possession.
Yeah.
So if I'm to have it and to hold, am I truly possessing a person, or are they still an individual to where they can still make up their mind and decisions? I mean, so I'm just gonna just throw something out there like that real quick, and then it says from this day forward. I like that because a lot of people cheated on their honeymoon.
Yeah.
A lot of people say, well, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. So how is that truly love? A lot of people they get married out of circumstance because they don't want to leave their partner. Something happened. So it says from this day forward. So what happened to the last 3 days when we was together? What happened to that don't count?
Right.
I'm just asking though. And then it says from
better
this day
or
for it says for better or worse.
Yeah.
Why we have to settle? For better or for worse? Why do we have to settle? So it clearly says that letting you know that it's different than sickness and health, because
Right.
sickness and health is different than better for worse. Why would I marry a person that means worse for me than where I started at 3 days before I married him?
Well, this is the thing though, like people have knowledge of this before they get involved in the situation. This is an oath that you are making. You
Right.
feel me?
Okay. I agree, but what
You actually saying I, you know?
So okay, so but it's saying from this day forward. So it's saying that as going forward. We can't talk about the 3 days before.
Right. From this day forward.
Right. So this day forward, you mean to tell me we ain't worked it out? Okay, I'm just reading what it say to me in my
I'm listening.
and it says for richer or poor.
Right.
So why can't we be wealthy and still move ahead? Why do we have to be rich? Rich to me symbolizes money, monetary issue, things like a dowry, things that not wealth symbolizes longevity, freedom, posterity, meaning your kids. Poor is something that's a state of mind.
Right.
So why do I have to be a impoverished person? And so that means that's just like the couples that sit on the side, they in love, they this, that, and the other, but they can't make it. So they contingent on each other being down, being low. Oh,
Yeah.
get your butt up and get up and do something and leave her or leave him and make a way for your own self. Don't sit down there.
You just made it monetary though. With saying with that statement.
I'm just saying, yeah, I made it monetary because I said richer. I said
poverty
richer to me means money.
Yeah, but poverty is a mind state, so being rich is a mind state as well.
That's what I said. That's why I say, why not be wealthy?
Right, but I'm saying though, if two people bums and they feel and they mind state is they rich, it's not the same. So it's giving you a monetary value from the statement itself, from what it's saying, for richer or for poorer. They just telling you like money,
whatever your mindset state is.
So, but it's really a mindset thing. You know what I'm saying? It's not a monetary thing. You know what I'm saying?
So as a man, I'm marrying you poor, and I don't have my stability together. I'm not successful. I can't take care of the family. I can't take care of the things I need, and you gonna still be happy with me?
It depends.
Let's move on. It says in sickness and in health. So in sickness, so if we didn't do the right thing, we didn't get the right type of health insurance, typically they tend to send them to a home. So I don't want to look at this as bad, but I'm just saying when that's why I think couples make up their own vows as well. So I agree with the vows without tearing them apart and making it, and just being what do you call it, pessimistic. So I'm just looking at it, the glass half full, but I also had the opposite as well. But I just wanted to come from the glass half empty perspective. So, and then it says to love and to cherish until parted by death. So I agree with that last statement, to love and to cherish until parted by death, because you can love and cherish a person and don't have to necessarily be with them. And pardoned by death, you can still love that person even if they somewhere else and they die. So I think that love and to cherish a person can be looked at from several perspectives, but it should be looked at as unconditional.
I think that's more of a I think that statement is more as to say is don't move on to someone else until parted by death. Like that's why I say until parted by death. Love and to cherish. That means you with me unless this happens and you're not with me. But
so you going with the old tradition of people shouldn't get divorced. Like they can't, like I remember not remember back in the day, but I've read that women wasn't even allowed to get a divorce. So you looking at it from that perspective, don't get divorced?
I don't think you should get married to get divorced. That shouldn't even be your intention. It's the point.
Hey, well, we don't want to go deep into that one yet, because that's a whole different one.
Yeah, because that's not even what's the point of getting married if you're gonna get divorced?
Because of damage to one partner versus the other through verbal abuse, physical abuse. So I think that's a reason to leave. You know,
Everybody don't go through that though. You know what I'm saying?
True. Oh yeah, if you ain't going through that, that's true.
PR5 said if your spouse commits infidelity, are you staying? Remember, till death do us part.
I think right. I think that you're supposed to leave. I think that you had an opportunity to leave, and I don't think that it's till death do you part. So I think that's a symbolism that they made in our culture to make it to where you controlling a person through slavery, and they had that. That's where the initiation of it actually kind of started. So it's a part of being controlled. So if it's you want to take that off the screen real quick?
Yeah, I can take it off.
I do see the comment double or scoot it over because that is throwing me off. But I think that, you know, as we grow, we should be able to move on if we move away from each other. Why cling to something of the past when you could cling to something of the higher? So I'm not saying that you leaving in a bad way. I'm saying even me and you talked about growing apart before, and you felt that you should stay and ain't no growing apart. I just don't believe that. You know what I'm saying?
Statistics matter, man.
Yeah, statistics do matter.
And what's the highest reason for divorce?
Hopefully it's not infidelity. The highest reason for divorce typically is finances and money. Exactly. I mean, finances and family.
That's the highest reason for divorce is finance.
Okay, so when you said poor and richer and poor, right there. So if you know you're gonna be divorced because of finances, I think that a man's success should come before his relationship. You know, and I think that even if he gets into a relationship out of circumstance because he's horny and he's thinking with his lower self, I think that that's how they did in the 70s. They had to get married. So today's age, I think that dating is a must. I think.
So do you think what PR5 said? Do you think people should forgive infidelity?
I think that you should forgive infidelity, but I think that for men it's kind of hard. And I think that we carry a lot of baggage because we don't talk about it like right away or when we feel it. And I think that if we do talk about it, we bring it back up too much. So me personally,
why would you forgive infidelity?
Why would I forgive infidelity at this point? From a man's perspective, from my perspective as that man being 50, and if she was to go out and cheat, I would really question my stability and being her man. Like if I dropped the ball or if it was something that she grew apart, but then she seen that wasn't the reason why, or maybe she took a girl's trip or it was a factor into it, because I believe that her sexual vagina, or, you know, her vagina is not mine, and her sexual, the way she handles herself sexually is not my personal business, even though we are married. Now, married. Well, I believe that I believe that each person has their own conscience, their own essence. So that's why I can personally forgive infidelity, because if we unconditionally love, I think that she should forgive my infidelity as well. Because what if I was in a situation, but I truly loved her and I wanted to continue to take care of what we built? So I think it have to goes both ways. So I think that I personally will forgive my person for infidelity because I'm bigger than her vagina. I don't control her vagina.
Mm.
So
That's something. A lot of people wouldn't go over that.
yeah, I mean, well, I've been through a lot of things, and I feel like at this point, I think that me being in love with a partner that can help me with my mental and my personal and my spiritual is better than just helping me with my physical.
Yeah, but if you got a woman cheating on you, she is fucking with your spiritual.
Not if I'm not looking at it like that,
She's
because what
coming
if I'm
back to
not
you.
having sex with her? What if I'm
Yeah,
not having sex with her?
how often is that the case?
Men lose their sexual enthusiasm sometimes before a woman. So that's why we got to take blue pills, or they got to take blue pills and all this other stuff. So a woman, she could be in her sexual prime all the way up into her latter years, because all she got to do is open up her legs and add some lube. So a lot of women as elder years don't need, they still are moist. So with that being said, a woman can continue to have sex because she can just continue to open up her legs. Not saying it in a derogatory way, but I think that a woman is more powerful when it comes to actual that sexual orientation than a man. We
Mhm.
burn out once we just joked about this, but once we ejaculate, then what we gonna do? You gonna go lay down and go to sleep somewhere. She can still get up and go
That
shake a
ain't,
leg.
that ain't, the- that ain't the case for all guys.
Well, I'm not. Well, if we say
Not,
all, I ain't
it's
saying
not.
all.
You know what I mean? Because you feel me? I can go and keep going. You feel me?
Yeah, that's why I say I ain't gonna. I'm not labeling it as personal.
Yeah,
Like we said statistically.
yeah.
You know, a lot
Right.
of a lot of a lot of people, they can keep going or whatever the case may be. But my thing, once again, is how can you forgive infidelity? Is because infidelity is part of is part of your lower being.
I've been on both sides though. I forgave it,
Yeah,
and I didn't forgive it. And I think I forget that the ones I did forgive is because of how I felt. You
right.
know what I'm saying? So, but you should. But like you said, when you said the first thing you said was, do you start to question yourself and your whatever your stability or yourself as a man? That's a depression.
Of
So,
course,
so
of
if
course.
you know what I'm saying, if you got to question yourself, you put yourself in a state of depression. Now you
Shouldn't your counterpart is there to bring about an essence in you.
right.
Sometimes they're there to bring about a good, sometimes they're there to bring about a bad. They're there to test your essence of who you are. So if
Yeah,
they're bringing you to a point to where you aggravated, then that's you out of balance because you allowed that person to aggravate you. So that depression should be checked and it
yeah,
should be evaluated and raised into a higher essence. So
right.
you're right. Once a person violates my trust or violates something, then I have to work that scenario out for myself because they can't live in my head rent free. That's something that I have to do. So you're right.
Mhm.
You're right, because I've been on both sides. I've been on both sides. I've been cheated on, and then I think it wore on me for years. But then in my meditation, I just felt a weight come off of me, and when it came off of me, I was just bawling in tears, and shirt was wet.
Right.
So I have testimonies on how it was released, but it took
Mhm.
a lot. I like to walk in the park. I like to scream. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I like to hug trees.
But
So
most people try to like they do a split now where it's worse for a woman to cheat than it is a man.
because men kind of control a lot of the system right now with money. So with
Mhm.
men, they think that their power is at a stance, but I think that women are more heinous with their cheating.
Oh yeah, I definitely.
I think that women they have a dark side that they can hide.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
So do you think it's because it's looked at it from as a perspective is more respected if a man can get women than a
yeah.
woman can get men. You
Yeah,
know
I
what I mean?
think that's a double-edged sword, especially in 2025, you know,
Mhm.
because once again, we really talking about the Lord self,
Mhm.
because we constantly trying to copulate, we trying to have sex, you
Yeah,
know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So,
This is sex culture. Everybody, you know what I mean?
right, we oversexed.
People just out here bumping. They don't care what somebody got on them or not. You know what I mean? It's just,
Right,
it's just they going through all kind of spiritual possessions and they don't even
right,
know.
right.
You know.
Ask that question again. Let's go back to that question.
What what question is that?
The one we just talked about. We just was on
Uh
it, right there.
is it more respected for men to get women than over women getting men?
Okay, then what about psychologically? So a woman, psychologically, or maybe even subconsciously, what I mean by that is hidden. she typically doesn't want a man that is not attractive to other women.
Exactly. I agree with that.
So with a woman, she wants the same thing that another woman wants for that reason.
But you
So
know
I
why?
think,
But
excuse me,
you know why though? It's the subconscious. See, they don't even understand that it's the subconscious programming already that they fighting. They don't even think. So basically, they would say it's I can get a nigga, fuck a nigga, da da da. You know what I'm saying? But the whole thing is subconsciously the women outnumber us anyway.
right. So with that being said,
And they try to ignore it. They try to ignore that they outnumber us and say, well, I can't be with no man that's cheating on me. Da, da, da. But how? How is that even possible? You feel me? It's always somebody trying to get this man at some point in time because you know what I mean?
more women. There's more
Exactly.
women.
You know what I'm saying? They the most seductive, most beautiful.
And then like to flip it, like
Yeah.
to keep it at the same subject, like why women pursue the same men and why men have more women than a woman has men is also physiologically a woman looks to a man in her subconscious to procreate. So if
Right.
he has the stature that women go for, like we go for the 3.18, we want that hourglass body. So no matter how big or small that hourglass is, that we want that hourglass body. So whatever women are intrigued by sexuality, they typically subconsciously are looking to procreate. So a woman will go after the same man because of what she think, is the procreation part of her body is telling her. Because I've met women that tell me that they sexual drive lets them know what man that they're gonna, kick it with or have sex with or whatever. So I think that when we go out even to search out for a woman, it's kind of polar opposite. We think we're finding a woman, but they truly are finding us.
No, that's a fact.
Yeah.
I was just talking about something like this recently where is that a woman know off top if she gonna let you hit. You know what I'm saying? It's you more talk yourself out of the P than get yourself in the P. So
Exactly.
that's what it is. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But I do think rest in peace to Kevin Samuels. I think women control the access to sex and men control the access to a relationship. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think that's true. You know what I mean? So when we dealing with this title, what 80% of divorce rate is filed by women. So we seeing who leaving because I've been in a relationship miserable. You know what I'm saying? Until it gets better. You know what I'm saying? But the emotional stability of a woman over a man, I don't think they don't go the same distances that we do. I think we be in marathon mode more than women do. I think
because they look at potential.
Yeah.
So once a man loses his potential, then he lose her awareness. So once a man starts to, no pun and nobody that's sitting on the couch on Sundays and working all week. But once a man starts sitting on the couch on Sundays and his belly get to growing, bigger and he can't function the way he was functioning before, a woman tend to look outside of him now. So then this man is not as appealing. It's just the same way on the other side. So woman might not be looking at his physical belly, but she might be looking at his pocketbook, or she might be looking at his integrity, like, oh, this nigga getting soft. Before he was hard, stand up, before he ain't let nobody, look at me a certain way or say a certain thing. So I think women are in a constant pursuit. So that's why I think they could get a lot of things done at one time. I don't think that they was geared to kind of, just like men weren't geared to have one baby or one sexual partner according to the, the way we made up like animals. But I also think that women wasn't geared to have one man, not necessarily sexually, but she can actually control men in different ways and different aspects that bring value to her life and to her home. So even
but that's a certain kind of woman though. You know what I'm saying? We got women now is more promiscuous than anything.
Of
You know
course.
what I'm saying? So it's coming from the root area of, you know what I'm saying, instead of being the master manipulator that they can be, but for the right person in their life. You know what I'm saying? And that's what the game of chess represents. That's why the queen can move on the board. You know what I'm saying? Because she is the target. She the see the seduction. You know what I'm saying? You know, if a man can infiltrate the queen, he can infiltrate the whole camp.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
if the queen is easily infiltrated, then your whole ship can come down just like that.
Yeah, well, I agree. It's just that I'm not because we going there, but I'm gonna go there first before we go there. I think that still in all, the way a woman is geared by her mate, which is her man, which is the male version of her, is
But
how she has to be submissive and being raised by the right.
I was just about to say that because it's like blasphemy saying submissiveness or to mold. They hear that word mold. Oh man, that's a different story. That's crazy.
Well, why do we choose each other if we're not ready to actually have some form of molding going on? I don't know. I don't know why women choose men. Well, I do know why they choose men like that, because they want to look at them as weaker and they can control them and they can kind of have whatever power they want over them. Typically, they parents, they can go home and have a man there for protection and for sexual gratification.
Right.
But at the same token, I don't. I can't answer for a woman,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish when somebody could just hop up here and speak from a woman's perspective. We're gonna get that soon.
Right.
Even if I gotta hand pick somebody myself.
Yeah. Excuse me 1 second, Brian. Let me.
You cut out. Okay. So yeah, my next question. I might have to answer it myself. If you do forgive, can it go back to being the same? And I don't know if that's possible. I don't know, because when you lose a certain trust or you break a certain loyalty, and it's also I think that also depends on how somebody deceived you as well.
I was just about to say that, right?
If did they deceive you and make somebody else a priority over you? You know what I mean? And I think that would be the main cause.
So let's say this. I want to interject this as well, because you say that they make the other person a priority over you. Just for the sake of the record, we striking out all violence. So anytime violence is in the relationship, then there's a reason to find a exit, and we can talk about that too. So we talking about semi-healthy to healthy relationships and breaking apart, because I don't want to condone no part of violence that happens to women, because that's a statistic as well. So we don't want the women to think that they should stay in a violent relationship, because that's Stockholm syndrome.
Right.
I just wanted to put that out there.
Okay. But what about the question?
So I heard the question, but ask it again, because you cut me right off. I mean, I cut the brain right off. Go ahead, ask the question again. I just chimed back in. Ask the question again.
The question is, can you forgive?
I know.
And go back to being the same. You know what I mean?
No, I think that you took the words right out of my mouth. That's why my brain started working when you said that it depends on how you was deceived. And then that's why I said, let's just take violence out of it. So if you didn't deceive me by breaking my trust, meaning you hurt me physically, then we're going to exit that one. But any other ways of deception can possibly be forgiven.
Really?
Yeah, I think that you say forgive and go back. So if I truly forgave you, I can go back and still have a thorn in my side that you never have to feel again. I feel it. I'm gonna accept it. But that doesn't mean I have to go back to you and lash out on you every time I'm mad at you to talk about XYZ that you did in relationship. So if you've forgiven a person and you go back to being the evil, negative person, a worry monger, she can't go nowhere, he can't go nowhere, how long you been gone? I don't think that's fair to the forgiveness factor, So I think that when you forgive a person, you actually are giving yourself a way of having a break within your brain or within your essence. You give yourself.
What the way I see it, sometimes forgiveness can be a breakdown for you. It can break you down because you forgave and stayed. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so if you say it that way, then I'll go back exactly and use the elder, because being broken down is your way up the ladder. So for the killing of the ego, to be put in a position to where you're being humiliated, you're being, downtrodden, but then you come back up as a butterfly. That was your highway to heaven. So
Yeah.
I think that you should endure and then get away, because that's your breaking away.
Yeah. But everybody don't do that. Some people stay, and that's what you were saying. They bring up the past, and that's because that person already broke that trust. So it's up to them to stay to deal with that healing process of that other person as well. Because you know what I'm saying, it's a healing process for the person, for the victim in this. You know what I'm saying. So that's why they throw it up in the face, because you know what I mean. Like, damn, like.
Okay, don't forget where you're going, because I forget, because I have something that just want to spew out. So excuse me.
Go ahead.
But you say they bring it back up. I think that that's very, very likely, and is very, very significant, because we still got to give room for that person to bring it back up, even though we forgave them.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't have to put a time frame on when, hey, look, you said this 10 times in the last 2 years. Sometimes they haven't healed yet.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I was saying.
But if they love you, the healing process will be shown through actions.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
So I can't say I'm healed, but then every time we debate about what we're going to eat, you can't figure it out, but you want to bring up how I went to eat with Becky.
Yeah, that's a fact.
I'm just saying though, like, if
because some people don't let people try to earn their trust back with the actions. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But then you got people who's just they still stay stagnant. They don't even do the actions. They just stay. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because that's Stockholm syndrome. I'm gonna read what Stockholm syndrome is. But keep going though, because that's exactly what that is. They forced to stay in that type of idea.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Let me see. Matter of fact, I'll just let me Google Stockholm syndrome real quick, because that's exactly what it is.
I can bring it up on the screen.
Yeah, bring it up. Because that's exactly what it is, because that's why people stay. People stay for all the wrong reasons.
All right, let's see. We got let me share my screen. Share. All right, Stockholm syndrome.
Go ahead, you read it.
Hold on, wait, this shit.
Hey, I'm gonna read this real quick. It says, studies show that romantic love operates on a 4-year cycle linked to dopamine and oxytocin. That's why couples feel stuck when they say, "Oh, we stuck, we in this," because it's a study that's showing that basically couples live on their romantic cycle, 4-year cycle.
Mm-hmm.
And then it says Stockholm syndrome. Some stay in abusive or emotional draining relationships due to societal conditioning. So that's basically saying that in the relationship, what they used to seeing us together, we got kids. You know what I'm saying? I got to do this because this is best for our family. He ain't really that bad. She ain't really that bad. That's Stockholm syndrome. The same person that has abused you, put you away, put you down, you saving face, and you won't come to light that's saying that he or she is not good enough for me, or does me too wrong, let me leave. But instead, no, he's okay, she's okay, she don't mean it. Men have Stockholm syndrome, especially when they want to stay in a relationship that they know is no good, but the woman is cheated, she don't want to be with them no more. Men like, nah, we can work it out, babe. We could do this, we could do that, sending her flowers, doing all sorts of extra stuff to woo her, when actually the relationship probably had been over well before she left the house.
Right.
So, I think that, we should I forgot, like I said, you get coming with some good questions, but that's why I was coming off the head with that one, with some notes that I've been studying in general,
Right.
So it says in earlier times, women was forced to stay because they didn't have financial independence. Remember, women just started getting a lot of rights lately, within these last 50 to 100 years. So they didn't have well-paying jobs. They was forced to stay with these men. So I think that a woman, she will leave the fastest. I don't remember exactly what the question went with that, but go ahead with your next question.
Yeah, I mean, and that's one thing. That's the point I want to I want to bring to people is that I think that women saying, hey, look, I ain't got to do this no more. I can go get a job. I can go get some money. I can take care of myself. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. Maybe we starting to see their true colors. Maybe we started to see them secret conversations with mother and daughter that was grandmothers and all that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? And it's actually coming to light because they actually got the rights to do it.
Yeah, and I think that I think that overall those old ways of relationships are kind of.
We got a question from Q Rush. There's Quana. Do you think people stay in miserable marriages because of their children?
Yeah, that's Stockholm syndrome. They stay because society says that is best for them versus, like you said, grind some videos back by finding a suitable mate. So it sounds harsh, but that woman should divorce that dad or that father that's not raising those children right. Some fathers have even molested their children and the woman stays. So I think that woman should pack up and move abruptly and find a suitor that can better maintain, her family, So when a woman stays in an abusive relationship because of the children, now the children pass that same trait on versus saying that mom was strong enough to leave.
Yeah.
I
agree with that.
When it's abuse involved, that's a lot of trauma,
a
lot of pain, and a lot of
the abuse
insecurities
is not only physical though.
Well, that's true because earlier I said abuse is verbal, mental, and physical.
Yeah.
Because women tend to physically hold back sex as part of their power. Men typically they mentally abuse a woman by walking out, don't have a conversation, close communication, and they physically abuse each other. So men ain't the only abusers in the relationship. Women be beating on their men too. I'm just saying, man. She
man beater.
Hey, it's the truth.
So I got a throwback question for you that we never got to ask.
Oh man,
it's one of your questions actually.
Okay.
Should you have sex outside of marriage if your partner can't?
I think that question, the can't part goes with why the can't. So can't meaning that typically might be a medical condition.
Yeah.
So let's just use it as a medical condition. So if it's a medical condition, typically maybe the woman doesn't have the right tools or something. I don't know what happens with women when they allow their men to go out and have other partners, but I know that with a man, once again, we kind of talked about this earlier. I know men that come into the shop. Some of the elder ones, they don't have a prostate no more, so they can't get an erection. So those women are still, very much hypermanaging their sex.
I think at that point, you know what I'm saying?
Statistically, there's a lot of sex being had in the old folks' home. I don't know if that's what you call it.
No, that's a fact. What I'm saying, but if it came to that point where I might be like, you know what, just don't let me know. You know what I mean? Like, just don't let me know. You know what I mean? But at the same time, when you let your woman go like that, you definitely giving her that opportunity to fall in love with somebody else.
Let me. I wanna put a movie out there. I don't know what type of disclosure you got to say to put the movie out there, but Ptolemy Gray.
Yeah.
So it's a movie that I just recently watched, and it's real deep, man, because it questioned the man's confidence in himself because Samuel Jackson's lover woman that he cared for would die for actually was I think she was a prostitute, you know.
Mm.
And he actually, you know, in the movie, he had a position to where he made it look like he was gonna shoot her. She asked, "Are you gonna shoot me?" And then he said, "No, I'm gonna shoot myself because of all the love I give you. You go out with other men." And then she said, basically, you the only man I got, you know. So then she said, "Give me the gun because I kill you and then I kill myself." You know, that's just in the movie. So I think that we put sex too high. I think we put, because in that point, he showed the audience that he was still young like her too, but he showed the audience because he still was a, you know, popping his collar during a relationship, but he showed the audience that his love for her, because the point that they made also was, would you die for me?
But
So
that'd be considered simping nowadays.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? You a simp for that. You know,
right,
like,
right.
but this the thing though. The thing I took from that is, you know, he did love her, but can't no man love no woman properly or ever feel like the man if she's doing certain behaviors like that.
Okay, well, in essence, remember how I told you that relationship being an illusion because the true self has to become one with itself within itself,
Mhm.
similar to your song. So if a man's worth and value, just like if a woman's worth and value comes from her so-called soulmate, then she has to come back and through another reincarnation.
Yeah.
So that's just ignorance.
Mm.
That's just being very unaware of your soul divinity. Because
Right.
if he or she needs a counterpart to make it through life and death, then that's part of the illusion.
Yeah.
Because esoterically, yin and yang bridges the gap and become one. That one is essence outside of the body.
Yeah, but some people just they want to be open to love. They like the feeling. They in love with love. You know what I'm saying? Like they like that. So they look for a sense of security from somebody and a sense of uh, uh, of of you know, a trust. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, look, we basically like a blood shake. Like, hey man, we ain't gonna do each other like other people gonna do each other. You know what I'm saying? And when that stuff started coming into play, you know what I'm saying, that's where some people spiral. You know what I mean? And when you got somebody who is making these type of promises to you and these, like we just like at the beginning we talked about the oath. You know what I'm saying? When somebody say that, that's why. And another question I wanted to ask you, you know, with
Now keep going with your thought. Keep going with
yeah,
your thought. You was on a good one.
yeah, but like yeah, coming from the oath, you know. So when people start to they put they all into it because you know love is an investment. You know what I'm saying? You invest your time, you invest your emotions, you invest financially, physically. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I think that if you give an agreement with somebody, hey, look, I ain't gonna do this, I ain't gonna do that, and you break that, and somebody also trusting you with their body, you know what I'm saying? Like you sharing a body with somebody. I'm sharing my body. You sharing your body. I trust you with my body, and then you go out here and mix with another body. Why you do that? You know what I'm saying? Like at least come to me and say the hard part. Like, hey, I'm about to do something up. You know what I'm saying? Effed up, or you know, I done did something effed up before you let me intertwine my body back with you. You know what I'm saying? I think that should be respected in all forms of relationships, whether it's monogamy, poly, whatever. You know what I'm saying? If y'all build a certain kind of contract that you said that this is cool for you, that's what it should be.
Right. So like I said, I wanted to play the devil advocate and be pessimistic by saying the glass half full.
Mm.
However, coming to the end of the show, I'm gonna flip it and I'm gonna say that marriage is sacred.
Mhm.
You know, because I wanted to kind of comment on that vow part of it again and
Yeah.
just say that part of the relationship or the religious or contractual government type of idea. I think that that should also be a conversation had between the two loved ones, because I don't agree that you necessarily need that to go where you saying that you should have that type of relationship, because I'm in agreement with you. That's what we want our relationships to be. We want, I want to say that I'll die for you. I want to say that you're the only person that's in my life. I want to, because I think that is the ultimate goal for a heartfelt man. So when
Right.
I say that eventually you go as you be one, you don't need the illusion of relationship. Yeah, that's just on a higher level of consciousness. And I think that even within that higher level of consciousness, you still want that real physical relationship.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm glad you said heartfelt men, because I think nowadays, man, people trying to they soft, and then at the same time they try to be hard, and try to act like we ain't got no feelings. Like, I don't know where it's coming from today, where they saying like men don't know how to express themselves, or men don't really talk and all. Hey man, if I got a problem, I'm gonna express it. Look, hey, this is what the fuck I feel like when you did some shit like this, or this. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause that's what it is. Like, I don't know where this whole men
Well,
don't
where
talk
it
thing
come
come
from,
from.
is from the past. So
Yeah,
that's a tradition that was held on by men, and I think that coming of age now, a lot of people, like me personally, I never wanted to shut up, but that's just because I'm a talker anyway. But I
right,
think that men are able to express themselves more now than ever, because
right.
growing up, but my uncles, everybody, a man don't say nothing, a man don't cry, hey, shut your mouth, a man don't raise his voice,
Yeah,
all of those type of ideas. But at the same token, but at the same token, I think that we should always kind of stay aware of what we truly, signing up for.
right.
Because in a relationship, I kind of lost the train of my thought though, right then, right then. But go
Okay.
ahead, go with the next question. Though. Yeah, go with the next.
Yeah. So,
Excuse
but
me, audience. Excuse me, y'all.
I got an interjection on that. So I want to say, you know, I think I don't know, because it seems to be like now dudes is talking about only confiding their male friends and all that type of stuff, and they don't feel safe confiding a woman, or she lose respect for them. Hey, if I can say something to my woman, if it's emotional, whatever they want to call it, and she lose respect for me, that ain't the woman for me.
Yeah, that's why I said dating is a must.
Yeah,
We shouldn't get into relationships so fast and so right away. That way you can show your hard no's and your hard yeses. Because if you can't express yourself to a person that you significantly love, and you a man,
hmm,
and then you don't have an outlet, then that's not the right woman for you. Because as a man,
right,
we go through a lot of issues. We go through things
right,
and we want to come back home and just take our hat off and relax. And if
exactly.
you can't take your hat off and relax around somebody that you calling your woman, then y'all in a competition, because
Mm,
now you can't let your guard down. She can't
exactly.
let her guard down. So most relationships are competition. You
Yeah,
know, you can't. A lot of men hide when they go do something because they don't want their woman to see them go buy something.
yeah.
Man, the hell with that. If that's your woman, then show her what you gonna go buy.
Right,
And then she should have the same right too to go buy what she gonna go buy. Sometimes with her money, sometimes with your money. But
right.
why hide? Why hide what you gonna go buy and you gonna go buy it anyway?
Yeah.
Men just sit, just willing. They don't have that heart that they should to stand tall, because they feel like they gonna lose something.
But how that make you less tough?
Well, I think that it's the woman that feels that the woman wasn't raised correctly. So when
Yeah,
the woman feel like the
I
man
agree.
is left tough and he can't express himself, and he's soft, he's soft. No, she just wasn't raised with a father that was open, you know.
Hmm.
Because I tell my daughters all the time, you beautiful, I love you, this, that, and the other. I had a heart conversations that way that they can know that men have these other emotions besides anger.
Exactly.
So some women are only been raised by men that are angry. So even
Hmm.
if they was raised with the father in the house, we kind of were talking about that, if you was raised with your father or not. But some of these women were raised with angry fathers because
Yeah.
the fathers wanted to leave. They narcissists. So
Mm.
the fathers wanted to leave, and they couldn't leave. So a lot of men stayed in relationships and they hated their relationships. So now
Right.
they raising daughters that hate men.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
that it's like a opposite effect, you know. So the woman,
But you know it's more single mothers than anything. So you know where that man hate come from as well.
statistically, why there's more single mothers is because of prison, incarceration is
I
very
understand that,
high.
but it's still a fact. You know, whatever the circumstances may be, it's still a fact. You know what I mean? You can't deny the fact. You know what I mean? Circumstances are circumstances,
Right.
but you know it come from somewhere. You know, and
That's
that's
right. That's right. That's right. That's right.
and that's the single mothers raising the men too. Now
That's right. That's right.
they
You know,
raising they raising the men they hate.
okay, so with that being said, you can get polar opposite effects. So I'm going to say, from a male standpoint, um, that tried to be too tough. So from a woman raising a man that didn't have a father around, she tries to teach that boy to be tough. Don't cry. Don't do this. Don't do that. And then she becomes that, as he gets older, she becomes that boy's friend. And now she talking to him about women. She talking. So she never properly allowed that boy to turn into a man, because sometimes she became her man.
Mm,
Sometimes when she was growing up, look at my baby. You know,
mm,
this is a grown man. Now she's saying, look at my baby. So
mm.
she never fully allowed that man to mature because it wasn't a man in the house.
Right.
So now those same men are very emotional and they can't express nothing but anger because the mama had told them, don't cry, don't do this, be tough. You know, didn't get hugs, didn't do that type of thing. When a man would have been around, would have kind of showed that opposite, you know,
Yeah.
whether good, bad, or indifferent, you know. So I think that women raising sons without that male role model, and it's no excuse, because a woman can take the child to YMCA. The woman can find, you know, a mentors for that child while he's young.
Yeah.
That way he can grow up and he can find mentors for himself. So,
Exactly.
so women are making excuses. So
Mhm.
for those children, I see women coming to the barbershop. No disrespect to the woman in the barbershop, but she allows the son to actually dictate what's going on in the barbershop when she's paying for the haircut and everything else. At some point, that relationship between that mother and son has to have some love, more love than not, but it also has to have some strength in what to do as a young man. So if she can't give that to him, she has to find a role model for him. That's a
Exactly.
must.
Exactly. Yeah. 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 Because it's still men out in the community that can to help grow them seeds. You know what I'm saying? And that can just be as far as certain programs. You know what I'm saying? Putting them in certain sports. You know, just certain things. You know what I'm
Let me
saying?
say that. Let me back you up with the certain sports part, because this was a real thing. So
Mhm.
I think that our sexuality is so much on the forefront, to where you got people saying that you can't have this person playing this sport because of their gender. I gotta kind of sometimes agree with that because it doesn't look right. But when a mother tells her son, you can't do gymnastics because you can't, ain't no boys go do gymnastics in my house. Psychologically, man, that's ignorance, you know. So it's
Yeah, that's
showing
crazy.
you how, yeah, it's showing you how the society has played that double negative. Both of them is negative. When you talk
Mhm.
about gender roles in such a way that doesn't allow a person to be a person, that's
Yeah.
negative. When
Yeah.
you talk about gender roles in a way to where now you dictating how I live my life because certain things are deemed feminine, like
Yeah.
soccer or gymnastics, that's
Right.
still just as
I think all kids, if they have inspiration to do something, it should be encouraged. Let them do it. You know what I'm saying? Support them. You know what I mean?
right.
Like, yeah, you know, is that a thing though? The gymnastic thing? Is that why I use that as an example?
Yeah, man, there was an actual example that was given to where she basically said that no, you can't do gymnastics. He probably was about 6 or 7. You can't do
Uh-uh.
gymnastics because of femininity, you know. But
You
ignorance.
need to do gymnastics though, for real. Like
Uh,
that's that's a both gender sport. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
but ignorance coming up. Me being 50, ignorance coming up. 7th, 8th grade. We would look at men throwing women up because now you know that gymnastics, the men are the ones that actually catching and all of that. you know, but we did look at that as sort of feminine because of maybe the tights and all of that
Oh,
type
I
of
thought
stuff.
that was cheerleading. Cheerleading is different.
Well,
Well,
cheerleading,
cheerleading got gymnastics in it though, so yeah,
exactly. And
exactly.
men can be cheerleaders as well.
Right, yeah, that's true.
So men can also, and that's part of gymnastics, like you said.
Yeah,
So a lot of men can go to college for cheerleading. And I
yeah,
think that once again, that's an ignorance that's ingrained in us. And when I say ignorance, I don't mean bad, like, oh, he ignorant, like as a slander. I mean ignorant meaning there's a way out of this of unknowing.
mm-hmm.
Ignorance mean you actually you don't know, but you can find out.
Yeah,
That's how I'm looking at it, you
right,
know.
right, yeah.
So you can find out, you know. So I think that when a woman tries too hard to promote this male dominance in her son, she's
Mhm.
doing him a disjustice because she should show him the feminine role.
Yeah, true.
And she should find him a role model.
That's the
That's
balance. You got to still be able to create the balance. Yeah,
right. That's right. That's right.
yeah.
Yep,
Man,
yep.
I agree with all of that, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, and with that being said, man, this is another man. This is another good one, man. I appreciate your opinion on the stuff that we talked about tonight. You know what I'm saying? Some of it was different. So with some stuff I wasn't expecting you to say. So you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's some stuff to take in, man. I hope the listeners got something from that. You know what I'm saying? Hearing it from a man that just ain't uh so hateful and angry like you say, because you know what I mean, that's what it seemed like. Now that men getting to speak their opinion, they just more say, oh yeah, I ain't messing with that. Oh man, I'm cutting that off. Oh man, I ain't tolerating that. Oh, you know what I'm saying? And it's really not like that. You know what I'm saying? Because and then the crazy part, they be having this type of stuff a secret in their lives. They really do be dealing with this type of shit, and they try to, in the public eye, they be acting like they don't tolerate or go through anything. You know what I'm saying? Like they just push everybody to the left, and that's not true. That's not how love works. You know what I'm saying? Because that when you love somebody for real, you really you trying to work out some shit you can't believe you trying to work out. You kind
That's
of
right.
questioning
That's
yourself,
right.
like, damn, like I'm
Right.
really accepting this shit back. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, I fuck with this person. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? Like, it cut the bullshit, man. And I'm glad that you know you brought a eye to that, man. And you know what I'm saying, and spoke on that because a lot of people be
I'm gonna end it on the backdrop of what you're saying too, because how I can come up with that conclusion is because of a lot of broken and bad relationships that I've been in and seen, and I come to learn that your mate and the person that you grow to love is your friend.
yeah, yeah, you know, and it's hard to lose a regular friendship. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that you're not intimate with. You know what I'm saying? I think that's that does emotional damage as well. You know what I'm saying? When you like when you got somebody you call your day one or somebody you rock with, you know, multiple times without the week, y'all kick it, y'all, you know what I'm saying? Y'all share, you know what I mean? All type of stuff, man. So, you know, I don't be believing people that saying that they just, you know, but I can look at it too at the people that I do believe, you know, because some people do look at that as discipline. Like, hey man, I'm cutting this off. I don't let nothing go too far.
Well,
You know what I'm
we know by the intention behind the tone of the voice.
saying?
So
Hmm.
if you cutting something off to become better, it doesn't sound like you cutting something off in anger.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
We know about it by the tone of the voice. If he
Right.
cutting something, oh, I ain't going for that. I ain't this. I ain't that. Yeah, we
Yeah.
know where you going with that. You got a lot of baggage that's hidden. It's a lot of
Right,
stuff.
exactly. Yeah. And that but people that cut people off like that too, they usually be the people that have been through a lot and they still ain't finally they ain't really ever healed. It seems like that's all they attract. That's anything they
Right.
get the same thing in different people all the time. You know what I'm
I
saying?
wanna I wanna bring up a couple questions that we had on the next show, but I want to end it like this because this is the second time I say I want to end it because I actually
All right.
actually give me some dinner. You know, it's
Yeah.
not y'all, it's not the audience, it's me this time, y'all. We ain't that we going long. It's just that I do got a lot more to say. It's
Okay.
just that it's a little bit. It's probably gonna be about that time for me, but I want to bring about one that I don't like at all, man. I don't like um ghosting. I
Oh yeah.
I
Yeah.
hate it. I despise people that don't get me wrong. I'm on do not disturb all the time,
Right.
constantly. The
Hmm.
idea of being on do not disturb versus ghosting somebody is completely different. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So ghosting in a relationship is that you guys have an argument and then all of a sudden or disagreement and you don't answer the call, or y'all don't talk to each other no more, just drop the call, drop the relationship, the conversation without having an explanation behind it. You know, some people say, I don't owe no explanation. I mean, that is ignorant to me.
I think closure is real. I think to deny closure is crazy.
Well, why people don't have their closure? I'm glad you said that, because that's a great word to use for that, is because a lot of people don't have closure in their life.
Right.
A lot of people are dealing with a lot of baggage, a lot of unclosed issues, a lot of things that they got hidden in their closet.
Some people cowards though too. Some people they say, I'm gonna just run. They used to running, they run from everything. So you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everybody can't give you closure, man. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that make the healing process even worse. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you looking for that. What happened? Like, you had me this invested for you to do that to me without even announcing it. It's crazy. You know what I
And
mean?
it happens on both sides.
Yeah, that's
It
crazy.
happens on both sides.
Yeah, for sure. You know what I mean? And it'd be a lot of times it'd be that person scared of that conversation or that talk, or or a reaction maybe. You know what I'm saying? Like, they might be giving you a reaction that you're not even gonna do from some they went through. You know what I'm saying? So you're having to fight through somebody else's choices with them. You know what I'm saying?
So basically, I hear what you're saying. You're saying that they bringing up a past relationship and bringing that past relationship currently into your current relationship. So men do that a lot too. So men close off the door 10 times and they let one argument blow up. But this is a very new relationship. Why you blowing up on this woman like that? Y'all knew it's something from the past.
Right.
So typically we blowing up, we bringing past issues into relationship, and then when we get into an argument, you hear it come out. A woman or a man will say something to you, and you know that this don't fit me. What you arguing about?
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
So I've been in that situations where I was feeling like I was arguing with a current woman that I was dealing with, but I wasn't arguing with, she wasn't arguing with me.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Like she was talking to somebody else. Who is
different type of arguments. Like, where this come from?
You know what I'm saying? I ain't even capable of these type of moves. I ain't even what the fuck I'm about. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that's that past experience, that trauma. You know what I'm saying? It definitely can destroy any type of potential that you have with somebody too. You know what I mean? So because some people carry that and they expect most people to move like, especially that's why I said some people deal with the same shit with a different person. So when they deal with the same shit with a different person multiple times, they think that's what they attract. You know what I'm saying? You are what you attract. So if that's what, even your fear of something can attract it as well. That's what people don't understand. It ain't just got to be something that you like, your dislike. You can attract your dislikes too, just because you put it in your atmosphere of disliking it. You know what I'm saying? So,
you meditating on it. You thinking about it too much. You're drawing it to you.
You know what I'm saying?
Like you say, you're putting it into your vortex. Yeah.
So it's just like, for an example, if you say if you don't like pedos, you know what I'm saying? You now you might bump into a pedo, or you might always hear stories about pedo. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you got to be careful about what you hate and what you love. It's that's the balance. You know what I'm saying? So you can't just stay away from it if you don't want to deal with it.
Right. Stay away from what you don't want and keep it out your mind.
Yeah. So energy is real, bad and good.
Right.
It's
Focus on what you do want in your relationships, in your life, and everything. Focus on what you do want.
Exactly.
Heal your relationship, heal your mind. You know what I'm saying? If you can't stay together, stay together. Work it out. It's better as a couple. You get less stress. That's if you can work it out. I think relationships are great. I think relationships bring stability. It bring harmony. You know what I'm saying? It brings some closure because of things that you probably wanted in your life as a child. Now they bringing closure to you through your relationship.
Especially if y'all in it for the right reasons. You know what I'm saying? Look, y'all don't take the thumbnails and the titles as that's exactly what we always gonna be talking about. You know what I mean? We do got the negative, but we do bring the positive. You know what I'm saying? We want people to see both sides of the spectrum. Hopefully y'all come up, and express or ask questions. You know what I'm saying? Get more active in the chat. You don't have to just come up on the panel. I'm about to start just taking phone calls too. So if you don't want to put your face on the screen, we can just take the call and you can just talk over the phone, and
that's a great idea.
yeah, you can just be on the show that way too. So you know what I'm saying, be on the lookout for that type of stuff, y'all. We about to get real active, man.
All right, y'all. Well, you know, it's been a blessing once again. You know, thanks for having the channel there, Grind. You know,
Yeah.
once again, you know, I'm gonna still give you the shout out the right way. You know,
Yeah.
I really enjoy what we do, and look out, y'all, for spiritual hump day. We got Wednesday coming up, and we're gonna stick to what we sticking to right now. We're gonna stick to symbols and etymology.
Okay. Yeah, I'm with that. I'm
Yeah,
definitely with
yeah.
that.
So I think that we have a great bill with that because I learned a lot, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to that, you know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
hopefully
because you
y'all,
can break down words every day, man. You know, like
right,
yeah, that's a long list of
right,
yeah, for real.
right.
Yeah. Yep.
So yeah, Grind, man, peace and blessings and healing to your family, you know, peace and blessing healing to the community, and
Same to you,
peace and
brother
blessing
Ashe,
healing to my
and,
family.
and, and
Yeah.
and have a good night, man. Make sure you eat something, man, and,
Oh yeah.
and
Oh
get some
yeah.
good
You know,
rest, man.
I'm gonna tell the audience as well as I'm telling y'all, you know, I was a big guy, you know, I love meat, I love that whole cow, you know, but you know, and that whole pig, you know. But I'm gonna tell y'all that I've through my prayer, my meditation, through the hard work, through a lot of pain, I've grown and I don't eat meat anymore.
Oh
So
yeah, yeah. Another thing I was thinking about, man, on Spiritual Hump Day, man, we can start talking about foods, man, and diets too. You know what I'm saying?
right,
People
that's right,
people
that's
don't know,
right.
a lot
Yeah,
of way. Because you know what I see a lot is people online, they kind of tell you about the herbs, but they don't tell you what to do with them. They don't tell you
right,
how to cook them. You know what I'm
right,
saying? How you can get the most nutrients out of them and stuff like that. You know
right.
what I
Eat
mean?
from the rainbow.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna get into that too, y'all. We're gonna talk about foods and herbs and diets and stuff like that. You know what I'm
All
saying?
right, man. Leave us with a song, man. And I'm out of here, man.
Hey, you already know, man. Let me go and get it on, man. You already know.
Hey, peace out.
We out of here, y'all.
Yeah. I was just sitting up here thinking this shit, you know what I'm saying? And don't get it twisted, it was like a little 30-second thought, so don't think a nigga was thinking about you all day and shit, you know what I'm saying? But I was just wondering and shit, man, just sitting back. It wasn't even a reminisce, it was just like a pop in the mind, you know what I'm saying? But, I can't believe it happened how it happened. Yeah, especially when the nigga thought it was gonna work out. It was a surprise to my whole system, like my dick when I jerk out. Ooh, or catching a 600-pound man doing a workout. Now let me stop the bullshitting, cause you was what I need, like my fucking prescription. And I was your addiction, and yeah, I put it down on that pussy. Yeah, you love it when I was giving you friction. And I meant every stroke, I was doing it with conviction. And you be super wet, like hands that's washing dishes. And then when we get done, we get high and watch the Simpsons. Like, goddamn, you really got a nigga reminiscing. Just talking about you now got me putting all the good over the bitchin'. And all the other times that you was tripping. But it's a reason that we never completed the mission. And I ain't tripping, that's just the way the game work when it's I wonder how you doing. I wonder what you doing today. I wonder how you doing. I've been okay. My day was great. I wonder how you doing. I wonder what you do.